So before we derailed into something better, meaning helping someone with something, yesterday I tried few different options trying to get a better resolution of this Windows 7 machine. So let's see. Let's leave a preview there. This room uses a 32-bit. Yeah. So I read like this yesterday. And then we have the apps that I read here. Getting stuck on this and curious about the time frame. The SL Mail installer, Brain Pan Binary, Do Stack Buff Overflow Good Binary, Do Stack Buffer Overflow Good. The Von Server binary. A custom written OCP binary contains 10 buffer overflows, each with different EIP offset and set of badge shards. Okay, so first time I read this, I don't think I fully understood what this means, you know? Because it was, so this is the first buffer overflow row. Shouldn't I have had something before this? No, this was the first room. Okay, so please note that this room does not teach buffer overflows from scratch. Okay, so where do I do that? And that was some time ago, so now we know the buffer overflow basics, right? And have done a lot of examples. So I've been just reading and checking this one. So I just hopped over to the overflow one. So we're supposed to be on the machine here, so we're going to connect to it. So did you notice I clicked? I don't think so. So let's go X, and it will just hop up. And it will have a new IP, of course, but the password and username are the same. I like that it's just admin
Madam
password.
Fabulous says,
Evening.
So why have complex passwords for these? Some people do. When it's like just for anyone to read. It's just hard to type. Yeah, okay, so it is the correct IP. I've had problems with this one before, so I'm just restarting it. So I will not wait that long for the next time though. So I'll give it like 2 minutes, because I don't want to break it by trying to connect too early either. So I guess I'll eat some more and talk randomness. So here are the binaries, and that the OCP exe was created for this room, that it is called OCP here, but not here. So we can just start reading this, and we don't have an IP yet though. We'll have it in 30 seconds. Yeah, so now I'm, aware of all the steps you usually take. Right, I know what we can do for 2 minutes. We can click his list. But I think this was just almost the same as the room. So this is if you want to set up Mona and stuff yourself. We don't. We just did X64DBG, which is a more modern tool. And it had a, not Mona, but something more modern there too. So let's just, since I don't have those names in the memory, let's just search again for tools. And we can find them here. Yeah, so it's in this document. Here we have the other one, plugin, instead of mono. There's another plugin. So that's what we used in the other Windows one we did. And most of this document is Linux, but not all. But this is Linux examples. Right, I should push this. So yeah, so it doesn't end with nothing. It ends with this. That's good. It used to end with an example that was like, I moved it, so it's nicer that I haven't edited the file where the example is now. So let's see how many minutes. We're almost 3 minutes in. Let's connect. Oh, I used one with an old IP, so we need to update the IP 51.10. So right, I remember. So when we use the work, whatever it's called, then the work area, then we can't see the start bar. So if we don't use it, we can't, the scale ones don't work, right? So we have tried, it's 180, that is the top one. We tried scaling this, it doesn't work. We can try even 400 here. But with the work area, it will maximize it at least. It will have to drag the start bar up, or we won't see it. Okay, so if we don't see whatever's at the bottom, we will cry about that later. We can also just disconnect. Let's do it the right way. The pretty way. Now let's add back the work area. So we don't want this tiny text. As in a remote session, we can't change anything about resolution, the percent of the text, anything. So it is very annoying. I might look that up, but you can see how tiny the text is. I realized something. So we are now connected. And it says right click the Immunity Debugger icon on the desktop and choose Run as Administrator. So before I click here now, I do this so that there's a chance to see the text. So let's run as admin. And we also have the problem here. We have to remember that we don't really see all of the screen. So just to be safe, that we see everything of the program. So we don't see the start bar in this mode when we're at the bottom. I'm just making this like full screen, what we see. So there. So this is the tiny text that I want to avoid on stream. I'm not going to spend a lot of time now on fixing fonts because it will take all stream. And now I know there are better tools. I know that when I tried fixing the fonts here, it kind of broke stuff. But we can try. So it was terminal 6. Let's just do it's a height adjust here. If we put it on the maximum, We can also see which one. Can it work with? No, we can't arrow. So this one says 12, 9, 15, and this is our +5. Let's go back to 14. So actually, system fixed font is 15 by default. So it's so far the highest. And font 6 also. So let's do system. Let's imagine system might be more compatible with stuff, right? So let's now change. And we have this thing, right? I'm skipping that. I'm clicking OK. I won't dig into this too much. So it's just buggy. So we have 18 points consoles. Let's just go for it and see if it works. I don't think it works, but we can click OK. Let's actually do something now. We can open it and touch stuff like the older programs. When Immunity loads, click the open file icon. File, open, navigate to the vulnerable apps folder on the admin's desktop. Open OCP, OCP.exe, open. The binary will open in a paused state. So while I am having, I didn't have it activated there, so we can do open, and on the admin's desktop there's supposed to be a vulnerable apps, and we're admin, not administrator, whatever. So the username of this one is admin. The one we logged in as, is it? Sorry. OCP. So this is the text when it's big, right? So if I unzoom, you know, I can't see this. Yeah, so let's give it one more try. Let's like select one of the windows and go to Appearance. And the fonts window is empty. Observe. It's just like buggy. So here is the default font again. So let's select this one, because I know now that this is 15 as its size, so it should be better. I don't care about the color scheme, black is good. Dialogues, we go system and everything, because it's supposed to be bigger, right? Directories, fonts. Now this actually says 33 here now. So I don't think anything is 33. So let's change. We have Consolas 18. So let's do Consolas 16. This is so much bigger than this. And let's do this thing. It's 24 pixels. Okay. Appearance, colors, code highlighting. Let's do OK again. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open it again, and let's do run as admin again, and let's open the program again, and we have the same unreadable text. So this is not good enough for me, because it's tiny, because it's on the tiny screen. So for me it is this tiny, right? It's like the same size with blurrier. So I'll have to put a preview on my other screen to be able to see what it even is there. So should we ask tips to fix this? Yeah, so I'm currently, this is what I'm seeing on my right screen. Well, you're not seeing it on my right screen when I'm doing that because it hopped. It's a preview. Meaning we will need to, yeah, we can tab to TryHackMe and have that on top of the preview. And then I can go to the other screen, do zoom button. No, if I click here, I should be able to zoom on. No, I can't. Why? So here we have a buggy frozen preview. Yeah, let's close the preview. Will it work now? No. Will it work now? No. Because I'm on the wrong screen. So now, yeah, now it works. So putting a preview on the right screen again. Yeah. So now I can actually read the text. So we can be administrator. Let's simply just see if we can fix this instead. And with fix it, I mean installing a better app. And if we get speedy at this, we can use it, right? Yeah, it's not like we can download anything on this. Yeah, I think we're kinda done, right? Aww. We'll have to do this on this thing. I can't really see anything if I'm not previewing and seeing looking at my own preview. Right, we have the start menu up here. So I'm sure I managed to get it bigger than this at least last time. Or first time we looked at this. So I can read the menus, but all of the tiny text. Could you possibly zoom these? I can scroll with the wheel, but there's no zooming. Like Control Plus. Yeah, stuff is happening, but not what I wanted. So I'm so annoyed at this. I might just like skip this box. It's so sad. If I had a like giant monitor. So I think I Googled making the font bigger, but it feels like it's buggy too. So I'm trying not to get stuck in this. So as my right screen, the first top window there is my preview. I'm going to have to tab to this too. You can see the preview is still on here on the side. So my not maximizing didn't work real good. Well, I'm going to try. So the binary will open in a pause state. So click the red play icon or choose debug run. In a terminal window, the OSCP.exe binary should be running and tell us that it is listening on port 37. So is this where it's supposed to say that it's running and listening? Because it doesn't. I think it might have done before. Let's actually restart this. Let's see. There's supposed to be probably a. Let's click play. Yeah, now it does it. Starting OSP Wall Server version 1. Yeah, I can't read it really. Let's help ourselves there. So, which also means that I have to tab to my preview window to be able to see this bigger. So, this is vulnerable software. You do not allow access from entrusted system or networks. Listening on port 1337, waiting for client connections. So we will do this even if it's slow and messy. And I think I need to like change the height of my desk. I have like a hurting spot. Oh right, I have this thing there. Or I shouldn't just lean back like a sack of potatoes. So it's a bit funny how a tiny bit off of the screen this thing is, right? It's a tiny window here. So, yeah, so I'm going to tab again to this, so I can switch over here. And then we can read more. So, when immunity loads, actually let's put all of the things on here, and let's just have. I'm thinking I have just one monitor for now that I can stream from, and the right one is just a preview. So this is the only one where we have all the programs to hop between, and then I have my like OBS screen that I never share to select what program to show. So we have this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm using Sammy. So there, I can switch and I can hop to that. So I'm going to drag it actually closer. So Firefox is next to, so I can switch kinda quickly. And then also the VM. Right. So we'll be switching a few times between these. It will work. Right? We can also unpin. Why do I have that? Unpin this from desktop. What's this? Oh, let's unpin this. Oh. Yeah. We can unpin Minecraft. There, that's good. So since that screen is tinier, it's the same height, but it's an old one. I can't see all the icons if I open too many programs. There's also one more thing to speed it up I can do. So I will need the main screen's bar for this. And so I removed some of the not necessary icons here. So taskbar settings and never combine buttons, and then I will be able to switch. It still combines them. It still combines. Darn Windows. It's the same setting here. There, now it's split. Good. So now I can just click this and this and this quickly. Good. let's hope that this is good enough. And since I see the preview of my stream here on a full big screen now, and if we now zoom in, I can read this. So these letters are like 2 millimeters on my screen, and that's a bit too tiny. I can like read it, but it's not this. Like, I want to see it clearer. This is better. Could we ask maybe an update for this machine? That's asking Tiberius, which should probably... It's like, well, that old machine. Maybe I'll make a new one. I'm using the modern tools. You can always ask, right? So he's a very nice guy. I'll fix it for us, right? Let's see. Let's switch now so we can actually do the things. So now, there, even better. So now they are 3 next to each other, the ones I need to switch between. So we can do this. We don't need this here though. So we can just do this and zoom if we want to. Let's zoom a bit. This is a good text size for streaming. Even bigger maybe. So click debug run. What we did, because it didn't read good enough here apparently. So other calibugs connect to. Right, so we need Kali 2, which is the same machine really here. So we'll just connect with Netcat to this. Let's actually copy this. Why not? It's there. Type help and press enter. Okay. So that's what we're supposed to do. So let's hop to this. And here we can actually tab. And we can get new tab. And here we have a nice size and everything. So let's just paste and run. And let's type help for help. And now we have to test if it's case sensitive. Yes, it is. So we have a list of commands here. We have overflow 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. We have exit, and we have the help that we started with. Oh right, it's in there now. I have to click up here to go back to tabbing. No, now we're tabbing Windows. Well, that's interesting too, right? So we click here, I click the top line, I could tab back here. So now I'm clicking OBS and I'm tabbing, so that works too. So type help and press enter. Note that there are 10 different overflow commands, number 1 to 10. Type overflow test, overflow 1 test, and lowercase test, and press enter. The response should be overflow 1 complete. Terminate the connection. So overflow 1 test. Okay, so we're going to do this here. Overflow 1 test. Overflow 1 complete. Yeah, so what does this mean? We're supposed to exit. So exit is in the list of commands. Yeah, so let's just Control C. That works. And let's hop here and see if we can see anything. Like part of it is behind my mic too. So we're going to zoom. Let's see. So it says main thread. So I was thinking this might have stopped the program. But there's no like information at the bottom. Or is there? So let's see. This is not a maximize now, you know. So, oh, so that's the actual emulator or X3 RDP that I'm dragging. So let's maximize this there. And I want this program changed. Let's drag it there. So this one is still there. And this one is even worse off. So this is so annoying. Yeah, so maybe if I make this a bit tinier, maybe it's easier to like handle. I think maybe this size is good enough. We have a bit of space underneath and to the side. What? Yeah, that's just a color line. Almost like it's not something in the machine. So here we have the program. It says connection closing. Does this mean that it stopped listening or that we can reconnect? So I don't care if they want us to do this or not, but I'm going to try and reconnect. So it doesn't seem to be listening still, because it doesn't say anything. So let's tab back to this and let's see what they want us to do, right? So I can't even hop out of this mode before clicking something that's on the Windows machine, the main PC. So click help, and it says terminate the connection, but there's an exit command. Mona configuration. The Mona script has been pre-installed. However, to make it easier to work with, you should configure a working folder using the following command. And I was just thinking add an hour, and then it's 28 seconds until I can do it. That's funny. You should configure a working folder using this command. So let's just do this thing. Which you can run in the command input box at the bottom of the immunity debugger. So I've seen Mona being used before, but I haven't really used it, have I? Don't think so. If I have, that would be embarrassing. But I think, well, we did a few commands maybe. So let's just do a Mona here, right? It feels like I'm doing Windows 3.1 stuff, but you should know all the tools, right? So configure working directory for Mona. So fuzzing. Create a file in your Kali box called fuzzer.py with the following contents. Yeah, I'm happy as everything that's not on the Windows one. I'm just like happy. So let's actually put this in a mouse pad so it will be nicely colored before we read it. Run the fuzzer.py. Yeah, I don't like how this room is not explaining things, though we can understand what it does ourselves probably, but we might not, you know? We might not. So let's hop here. And my mic is in the way. I usually don't have this on the screen, so I can't see the color bar. So let's just paste and let's save it as a so cd tchem. My god, that's the funniest thing. So I just want darn cd to thm, and I didn't think it, and I wrote it when I thought it, and you know, so we need to make a directory here. That's what we're going to do. This is actually thm, which is already is, so let's do buffer overflow prep, right? That's the other one we did. So buffer overflow prep. I'm thinking it's a bit long to read. Let's make it easy. So, and I just remembered the file. Oh well, let's just save it as something else too. I don't care. It'll delete this file cd2hm later. It's kind of obviously not supposed to be there, right? So we'll have to click with the mouse, not type here. Okay, okay. Okay, so I already made this 1st of August. It's a month ago since we looked at this quickly, and then I realized, no, this room is not teaching. It's just saying do this, do that. Right, okay, sure. So we're closing this for the second. Now we're actually going to go out of this, and we're going to RM it. So so it's there like this. Yeah, not that often that you do that actually. Yeah, so I should have looked, but we had this already from the 1st of August, and I started that on the 9th, and between that we did other also learning and stuff. So let's go to the old buffer overflow prep, and here we'll have files then, and the one that we wanted was the fuzzer, right? So I'm not going to nano it, we're going to mousepad it. And we'll just make whatever change if we want. I was thinking there's an IP address in here, right? So let's click outside. Let's go here. Let's copy the IP. And save it as Professor Pi. And this is why I said I hope I didn't use Mona, because I don't remember it. But we did probably run this command, right? We didn't run it yet though, did we? Maybe I should stop. I don't think I ran it. This is getting embarrassingly tired memory. So let's just paste. And we have the port, we're going to the prefix for overflow. Alright, so we're doing strings. Yeah. So can we do that? No. I'll just close it. So let's go back to this. Run fuzzer.py script using Python. But first, I copied this into the notes, and then I took something else and copied. I do not think I run it. I'm kind of sure. Yeah, I'm sure I didn't run it. So now let's hop over here. And there's this ugly line down here, but let's zoom in first. So paragraph character, and let's paste. Oh gosh, what happened? So I had OBS active, and then I did this, but I didn't click here again, did I? I can't have. There, now we have Mona, but why, how could I paste another text on what I had copied? That's what I'm curious about. And how could I, so Control C in OBS, does that mean like show the source? That's so odd if that's so true. So it did this. I can't see a thing. Let's see. Looking at the screen here on the previous screen. So this is such tiny text. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Here. Oh, the very end here. Writing a value to configuration file, old value parameter working folder, create full config file, setting parameter working folder. They didn't have a setting at all or a file, it seems. So it took 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is boring because it's so much trouble. I don't like when you have to do extra stuff that's not really, you know, just to be able to see things. It's a mess. It's a mess. The fuzzer crashes the server with one of the strings. Maybe I'll do this without streaming, so I don't have to think about that too, at least. But I think it might be easier with company. But I'm alone now. I feel alone. If you're there, talk to me. I need some company. The possible send increasingly longness. Yeah, so we should run this now. So let's go back actually to this, which is our Kali box. It's just RDPing. So we're going to run this now. So let's Python 3. If it's Python 3, I don't know how old this is, right? So will it give us feedback? We should have rewritten the script. Yeah, it didn't give us any feedback more than what it crashed at. Okay. That's not nice. Not nice script. Let's go mousepad it again and read the code. So 100 is string prefix plus, which is this, plus 8 times 100. While true, try with socket says as set timeout. I've never seen set timeout before. Connect, IP port, receive 1024 characters, print, fuzzing with bytes. Oh. So it crashes as the first one. And that's why we don't get any messages while it's doing it. Yeah, so I'm going to change this as a debug, really. Let's run it like this, and I'm kind of thinking it might be crashed already. Yeah, so it crashed at the first, meaning it's probably never got any connection at all. So it didn't tell us anything about this, but I'm sure we can hop back to the CPU one. There. That is Control C. No, Alt C. I thought that's not possible because we did Control C before. So I'm just ignoring all of this now. And I'm just going to click the play button. Run F9 for playing. So we can see here a thread is terminated. Then it says running. So I'm very confused. Let's just open it again and let's like new fresh one. It says program entry point and says paused. So with running it probably meant it wasn't paused, right? And I can see at least that. So we have an EIP here and stuff. The registers are here. I can't read anything here, but it says address hex dump. Well, we could see that ourselves. And here we have the code. Oh, this is just so much worse. I don't like it. I don't like it. So this is running. Let's hop back to lovely Kali and run the modified one. Now we're getting some stuff. So it will probably keep going for a bit longer than intended since we're only adding 10 at a time. But I like getting feedback from the script. So what I'm curious to see now is how this is on the other side. Yeah. Oh, this is ugly. There, and then we do a no. Oh gosh, no. Want. God, please let me just tab to this. Now let me just change the size so we can see both. Oh, that's not the right thing. There. And it crashed before well, we had something to do while we waited, right? Thread terminated, exit code 0. And we can see the part it keeps getting here. Oh, yeah. Let's actually manage to tab over here. So it crashed at 650, and they will have something else, of course. And I looked on that side, realized no, I can't switch over to the right screen because we have it all on the left screen today. So let's hop here. The fuzzer will send increasingly long strings compromised with A's. If the fuzzer crashes the server with one of the strings, the fuzzer should exit with an error message. Make a note of the largest number of bytes that were sent, so it doesn't say what they got. Cache replication and controlling EIP. Create another file on your CalDebugs called exploit.py. So, oh, I'm so sorry, my nose itches so much. Let's get some food too. So,
El Chico Linux says.
Hi.
Translated from Haitian Creole.
WTHXD.
What do you think of that translation? You apparently speak Haitian Creole. That's good to know, right? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was like thinking I should really save this for tomorrow. So we had this one also. So let's hop over here, click exactly there, not on whatever pops up over or on the whatever Kali line or whatever. No, yeah, no, I managed to get into Windows tabbing. No, we're on the RDP machine. No. Yeah, I could go down and click on the color line. Probably should do that to switch between them. Only my mic is a bit in the way, so it's not like a logical choice really. So we crashed it at 650, but that's because we changed the script. So we're not supposed to know that much, I guess. So how are you?
I got certified last year with OSCP. The labs are more complicated than the exam itself.
Yeah, so the only problem I have with this is this font size. So if you have done this one and managed to get the font size up or stretch the graphics in some way, because I've tried like all the X3 RDP settings, I give up on getting the font bigger. With the settings in here, they don't work either. Nothing helps.
I see.
And for streaming, you know, so I've been doing this a bit. Let's see here, so we can zoom in at least. But before this one, we had a very nice Windows 10 machine with x64dbg on, and now we have Immunity Debugger, which is ancient. Hi, hey Ben. Okay, so my kid's calling. I'll be right back. So you should really be asleep already. It's like late here, but it's 16 too. So so I had the other script already here. So let's look at this one. All right, I've already done that. That's nice. I don't remember. It was a month ago. So I got annoyed at this TryHackMe room not actually teaching anything. It just said, do this, do this, do that, you know? It didn't say why, it didn't say how it worked, did nothing. So I went like, nah, gotta study this. So I've been doing that. So let's see. Now we need Windows tabbing. Let's see what this says. So we're probably not done with this because I saw empty ones. The payload is there. Retin padding, postfix. Or maybe they're just empty. So prefix, overflow, A times offset and offset is 0. And the buffer, S. Alright. So sending evil buffer, done. So just sends it. Yeah, okay. So run the following command to generate a cyclic pattern of length 400 bytes or longer. String. The string that crashed the server. Yeah, right, 400 bytes longer than the string that crashed the server. So I'm assuming that I did that, and that's what we have. If you're using the attack box, we're not. Copy the output and place it in the payload. We apparently had. On Windows and Immunity Debugger, reopen the OSPXE. So, where are you in the world? How late is it? I realized it's almost 1 o'clock. And my kid said he wanted something to eat. I thought it's too late. We'll see what happens. He will have to do this. So, yeah. So we have to run it again. Wait, why? So I always get annoyed when it's like 3 lines of text for 2 words worth. So reopen. There's no reload. You have to reopen it every time. Because I hoped for a trick here. That's the only reason. Well, we come back here. And clicking here when tabbing. So we go here. And it seems to be listening still, but running? Yeah, so it should have crashed. What if I do X and I do play? And there's the run program, F9. Process terminated. So nothing happens when I do F9 or when I click the play button. So this Immunity Debugger, I don't want to see bad words, you know, but... So play now worked when we had it reopened. And we should have a tiny window here again. Waiting for connections so we can run our script. Let's see if we can tab to this, because this is open now from the terminal. So there's we can see that we're going to modify this later. So we don't need even to save it. We didn't change anything. So that is funny that it did that. So now I hopped here. The logics of tabs. I tabbed to this from this to this, and then I tabbed again, and then I hopped outside RDP. So Python 3 no exploit. I just was reading up there. So we wanna see this one too. And let's actually click it. So what we really expect is this to crash with some information for us. So this is slow. Let's actually do the zoom in here, right? So we can see if we get anything. So we can look at stuff a bit. So did it crash, which it should do? We didn't get the message or anything. And this doesn't say it connected. Waiting for client connection. So something seems off. Oh, I know what the problem is. Do you know? We used the old script with not changed IP, meaning this can try 1,000,000 times. It will never find that one. So we'll have to set the IP address. Let's actually hop here and just click. So how about having the right IP address? That's kind of nice. So there we connected, and we have access violation when actually let's do the sumi thingy. We have access violation when executing. So I'm so happy that we actually see this, because I had a program that I've been messing with that never showed anything, or rather it was a Linux thing. Linux VM. So let's go up here. I guess we can click here and stuff. Can I click this? Can I like select text? No, I'm like dragging it. So this. Well, I have to type this. Can I click this? Can I select here? No. So I'm fascinated by the. So can we go up a tiny bit? 6 for F. So this is the rest. So if we scroll up here, can we click this? We could finally click something.
Best viewers on web link.
Yeah, so the message was removed at least. So let's copy this to clipboard. Oh my god. And the size of this really is this tiny. So without zooming, I couldn't read this. Couldn't read it. So this is not a nice thing to make notes on. I guess I will just do it. Actually, it will probably tell us what to do here. So let's actually read what it says. Run the modified exploit. The script should crash exe server again. This time in immunity debugger. In the command input box at the bottom of the screen, run the following Mona command. Change the distance to the same length as the pattern you created. No, I don't want to use Mona for this. I don't want to use Mona for this. Do I? I don't know even the length of it, because I created it a month ago. The first, actually. So let's not do that. Why would this have to be the right one? That would be odd. So Mona should display a log window with the output of the command. If not, click the window menu and when log data to choose. This is too messy. Too messy. So we have it here, right? Just confirming here now to go to this and to go to this and so for me it looks like 999 here, but it's not. Yeah, here we can see 3396E. Yeah, so we have the address, or well, not the address, the position. We shouldn't need anything more. Should we do the Mona thing? I guess we should do the Mona thing. And let's just run theirs. So this is definitely not what we used. I'm assuming it would have crashed at 700 and we added 400, so 1100 probably. But I don't see why we would even need distance. Is Mona not good? Well, I heard that it was not good, but yeah. So to type stuff here, I'm actually going to let's delete that. But before we do anything else, let's get. So I have to deselect this and select Windows, a Windows program. And then we can do stuff. So let's test different options. So I'm just deleting this distance bit and hoping that Mona is good. So so what is this command supposed to do really? Yeah, looking for a cyclic pattern in memory. That's what I assumed. Yes, but we want to know only the EIP. Here we have the offset. So as I thought, we didn't need that extra thing. So EIP contains a normal pattern. Offset, so 1978. That's kind of easy to remember. And we can see very close by ones in EBP, which is like logical, right? And also EBX. But especially EBP here, right? You know? EBX. Okay. Yeah, so we don't need more than this. Yeah, and I was looking at that screen, so I tried to jump to the left screen, but we already looked at the left screen. So let's hop that back, which I have to click on a Windows program for to be able to do. And then let's hop to the notes and make a new Moda. Analyze memory, looking for is that it? So what did it say? Oh my goodness. Looking for cyclic pattern in memory. So cyclic pattern in memory and registers. My god. Yeah, I was analyzed. Oh, yeah. So S felt better than C with its Z. So, do we have anything to paste? Yeah, but we removed that. We didn't need it, it worked anyway. We don't need an example of the data, do we? Right. Find IP. Well, IP. Well, let's see what it wants us to do. I got the offset for IP 1978. Update your exploit. Was set up offset variable to this value was previously 0. Set the payload variable to an empty string again. Yeah, so we're not doing that. We're commenting the line at that point, so we still have the data there. We're not going to like do that more times than we need. No way. So let's do there, and let's do offset 1978. Was I right? There. Yeah, I can see the tiny numbers down there. So this will change it to a lot of A's instead. Wasn't it that? Yeah, we'll get a lot of A's. Oh, I meant to switch to that page. So, after X was flipped, set the payload variable to an empty string again. Set the return. Retin, so the retin is the B's, okay. So the variable name was not like YN. Ret number. So I just think it's not pretty. Retin padding payload. Okay. So okay. Yeah. We'll add stuff there. Let's just check the boxes time, because I'm thinking I didn't do it there when I was just as 1 hour and a few seconds, so it should be about time there. Hi.
Really
Welcome in.
Chelsea.
Welcome.
Hello.
So how are you? It's Friday night here. Yeah, so we started, run again, confirm. We're just confirming that it's the right position. But it doesn't say that. It just says do this, and that's why I don't like this room. Because it doesn't teach anything. It just says test this or do this, right? I want it to say like, so now we're doing this to do this, or now we're doing this.
How many RAM do you need for training hack? Or for CTF?
Depends if you're streaming it. No, so you don't need a lot. It depends if you want to have a virtual machine or if you have like a laptop with Kali, maybe, you know, it all depends. So, but maybe you should have 32 with, if you want a VM virtual machine with Kali or something. So You don't want to use your Windows computer. So we're just supposed to run this, so let's just save it and stop that. And no, we want to go to so it's such a hard time hopping back to this sometimes. So now we want to run the exploit again here. But first we need to restart this, and this is not a very good...
I have 8 gigabytes of RAM and it can't run over 1 or 2 virtual machines.
Okay. Yeah, if it works, fine, that's good. You can always have like a lightweight machine. You don't have to have a very... So I have Kali installed with all the tools, you know, and everything. But if you're running Burp, for example, that's a graphical tool that gets a lot of stuff in its memory. It's a proxy for all the internet traffic if you're looking at web pages and things like that, and then you'll probably need a bit of memory. But you can always...
Sorry, I don't understand English language.
No problem. Do you want me to talk slower? I can do that. Also, the chat will translate if you type in another language. I'll show you. I'll say...
Fixerbot says. New follower really chow. Less than 3. Fixit says.
Hi.
Translated from Dane.
So it will translate. If you don't know what to say, you know, you can always type in another language. If Google can translate it, the chat will do that. It's a nice TTS that we have. There. You can also set what your name is and what voice to do there. So I can always show you my... I use VMware for my Kali virtual machine.
Really chow says.
Oh no, thank you. I want training my listening skills.
Yeah, I can't make it translate me right now, at least. So, but do that. Just tell me if there's anything. If I switch down my speed a bit, I might forget. So just remind me if I speed up. So I know other people that are not really interested in the topic that still come here to learn, practice their English. You can do whatever you want, you know. So I would let's just check quickly this virtual machine. Yeah, so you don't really do this very often, but I'm thinking maybe we have it in preferences. No, this is another thing. So let's go up here to VM.
I tried
Settings.
with SFTPV and Metasploitable too.
Okay. I have not tried. Metasploitable is a box, right? That you can do stuff on. So I have 8 gigabytes just for this virtual machine. So it would be hard to do this if you only have 8. But you can always, you know, you have to use what you have. You can't just magically conjure extra memory. So just go for it and try. But you asked me, that's why I said what I had. I have 32. And I think as I'm streaming to, it requires more. Yeah. So, though my computer crashes, or rather the stream crashes sometimes, especially if I have a few tabs, like 100 in Firefox, and I'm streaming, and I have my virtual machine running.
Parasec OS are probably required manually.
Oh yeah. Yes, it depends all on if you have GUI advanced tools, you know. If you're just doing command line simple things, it all depends what you do. So I'm kind of new to GUI stuff in Linux. I'm running, for example, a Minecraft server for my kids on a Debian that doesn't have any GUI, so it's just headless. So I'm just thinking, yeah. So we run the exploit, right? Did I do that? No, we restarted it. I'm kind of losing what I was doing. There, we managed to tab. No, I failed. So here. Yeah, I didn't restart it. I can't have. Alright, I did restart it, I just didn't run it. Yeah, so I didn't restart it at all. So we have to open, this is an old program.
I don't know that it's possible to run call your parent on the CMD command line it works.
You couldn't run the graphical tools, so there are many graphical tools that you want to run in Kali. And I think for me burp is the most important one. And you can't do that. But you could use only curl instead for all the web stuff. You could do it, but it would be much tougher to. And you couldn't learn those tools. If you want to learn all the things, you couldn't practice the UI stuff. I don't know if you could do like burp command line.
Sorry my English if I say something wrong.
No problem at all. You know, I'm Swedish. I'm not perfect in my English. I'm not a native English speaker. So I might say odd stuff too, and misspell things. So we'll have to rerun this. Let's just make sure that I actually started. I didn't. So it is started. Let's put this one up in the corner so we can see when it connects. And then we go for this and we run this again. And we can see now that it connected. And this time it should crash with 142s.
Do you do now?
No, this is buffer overflow. So do you know what buffer overflow is? I can tell you if you want to know. So let's go back to the page and see.
No, I don't know what is it.
Okay, I will show you. So I have notes that I made while I learn things, and these are also public, so you can look at my notes if you want to. So they're on GitHub. There's a link, I think. Let's do this. I think there's a command. Hello there, welcome in. So, I was just about to explain buffer overflow. Not very detailed, but buffer overflow, I have it here. Buffer flow is when vulnerable code allows us to write over a bigger section of memory than it should. So here's an example. There are vulnerable functions in C, for example. So this is a simple C program. It declares one variable that is an int, a number, and one this is how you do strings in C. It is a buffer of 14 characters. Then you run the command to get input from the user. And this command is one of the unsafe one here. So it does not check when it writes in memory how many characters. So if the user writes 20 characters, it will put 20 characters in memory. And that means that stuff will be overwritten.
Really Chell says.
Okay, I have something here about running buffer overflow.
I didn't understand everything there. But this variable here will be overwritten first, and then other things will be overwritten. And also where it will jump back after this function is done, where it will continue its execution. And that's what we really want. But there's a lot of information in this if you want to check it out. So let's actually do a git update. It's time. So I have PowerShell here. Now let's just oh, I'm like, I thought I pressed enter, I didn't. So here, this is the right place. So let's do get status. This is just to check my how much things that are updated in my node from when I last did an update. So then I'm going to add all the new things. So then you have a backup of your nodes also, that's nice. And you can go back to older version if you like mess up and delete something or overwrite something or something like that. No, I was like, I'm not thinking clearly. So yeah, let's do status. So I feel like I'm trying to explain more as I get sidetracked a bit. It's no problem. I love explaining things. That's why I'm streaming this, you know. So let's do let's do commit, and let's do like today, I guess. 2024 10:05, and then let's do a status again. And these are just directories that have their own Git repositories. So let's do push this. And check the status again. So yeah, I'll just quickly hop over to GitHub. We can use the link that I just put in chat. So here's my public Obsidian. So the file where we're just in is in infosec and tools and info. And then this is buffer overflow bit here. And the buffer overflow one is the main document. And it looks prettier in Obsidian. It doesn't look as good here. But it's the same document, so. So here's the what is buffer overflow. We have information about all the things. Some examples. You know, it's the same thing as here, but it looks a bit prettier here. So, and also the name of the document is like its header here. And here we just have the subheader. No, I'm kind of new at this, so I'm just learning a lot of things, and I'm starting to look for jobs in this area. So, but I worked in IT since forever, since '96. So I've done programming since long before then. I started with it like 10. So it's like tying different old knowledge together and adding some new. So like for example, I never used these functions because I didn't like them, because I didn't have control back in the 90s. So yeah, let's close that. So that was just a parenthesis. So let's go back here and continue. So this was just to confirm that this is correct. So I've done this so many times now, so it felt a bit, but I guess it's good to confirm that we have the right number, right? Though I trust this non-repetitive string of characters to be correct. Finding bad characters. So we do this to, when we later create an exploit, we don't want to have characters like null. Null will terminate a string in C. And that means like most things, I'm thinking. I've never looked at strings in how it looks in other languages, really. But in C and C++, it's terminated by null. So if you would have this at the start of your string that you're sending to the program, it wouldn't read anything more. It would be stopping there. So let's generate a byte array using Mona. We don't want to do that. And exclude the null byte. No, I'm not using Mona. Let's run it just to have run it once, right? So I don't think I will ever use Mona again. Mona is old. But I want to know it in case I need it. And this is so tiny. So we have a zoom function here, so we can see. So I'm trying to find where the command is. So, oh, this is, okay. MyNuPy action. So here we have the access violation. Here we did the byte array command. And here we have byte array, which is just all the characters. I mean, it's all the numbers from 0 to 256 in hexadecimal, meaning all the 4-bit byte ones. What am I saying? Not 4-byte, of course. So just 255 bytes to file. Oh, it creates files too. Yeah, and we did this comparison with the newer program, and it was scrappy there, so I don't think it's useful here. It's much quicker to just use your eyes than to type even the command. You already know it by then. Yeah, sorry if I'm annoyed at old programs, and you can't see. There's no way to make the font size bigger because it's buggy. So I'm a bit annoyed at the program, and I know that I'm speeding up. I'm supposed to talk slowly. So we don't need to do this because this are just the same numbers all the time. So now generate a string of bad characters that is identical to the byte array. The following Python script can be used to generate a string of bad chars. So we get created another way. Type all the numbers in hex format. Update your exploit. So seriously, should I put this in my notes? Let's oh, let's just do that. So we don't need a clear line underneath. So update your exploit py script and set the payload variable to the string of bad characters. The script generates. Sorry, I just think that having a script generate them is useful. It's not that it's not useful, it's just that if you have done this once, you have these saved, right? Because you know that you will need them again, right? So we have all the characters right here, and we have a few common ones. We have an example of what we have seen. We have a suggestion here from someone doing pen testing that these are common, and if you don't have to check these every time. It takes time, so you can just try it with these. His suggestion or their suggestion. So and this is signing them. Yeah, so all this whole script, you know, it's just doing this, but in a longer way. So let's just put so let's add it here. We don't want to lose knowledge, so quick Python script to generate all turn 36. Well, numbers. It's just numbers, it's not characters. And we're pasting it here. And this is Python, so we want it colored nicely. And for X in range, for every number in these, printed in the format of 2 characters always, and we should add at the start the backslash, which needs to be escape because it's an escape character, and the X, and then the formatted to as hex here. Format X. Yeah, so this one I don't know exactly, and that's why we have it in notes too. But this will make it hex in 2 numbers. I'm thinking this is the 2. So having 0, 0 not being 0, having 0, 5 not being 0, or just being 5. So the end, I'm curious what that is. We're not curious, we check things, right? So the best thing to Google for this is not Google, it's ChatGPT. So we're going to do ChatGPT, and we go into please explain, and I've told it to remember to answer in a short form. So this line of code is printing hexadecimal representation of variable x in Python. And we know this one, I already said this. This formats the integer x. So integer x as a 2-digit hexadecimal number. Yeah, so why? You need to know the details. 02 ensures that the output always 2 digits. Yeah, I assumed. Padding with 0 if necessary. Yes, yes. It didn't tell me what I want. I knew this. I meant the details of my god. There. Let's see if it does it now. This is placeholder for formatting in Python used inside strings. So I had some chocolate. This is Python to pad the number. Yeah, so I know this. Signifies the number. Yeah, width of the output. The number will take at least 2 characters. Good. X. Now. Forms the number as lowercase hexadecimal. If it was uppercase x, it would produce an uppercase hexadecimal. Very good to know. Format x. The format x method inserts a value of x. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I get it. So it's just the ends bit left. So this is the variable name. This is just the letter X type because we need it in the list of characters, you know, \X for hexadecimal. And this is the actual variable. So, format the string. So, this is like the placeholder for this value, and we put it in here. So it's like person D or something. No. Was there anything else? Yes, the end. Did it say what end was? This prevents the print function from adding new line. Alright. Great. So this is good too. And equals removes new line. Well, I guess we set the new line character, right? So I'm just doing that. Setting the end character not to be a new line, not to be nothing. So it is bad to use the variable name X here. It's really bad in this case. For number. So isn't that much easier to read? So here X means a specific hexadecimal format, right? Here X is just a string with a backslash before it, because this is a hex. We want this in there, right? And then the 0 2 I understood, and the X, I was just confused with the X here. Is this what says the hexadecimal format? But it's a variable name, so why use an X? So now it is much clearer, and yeah, so I think this is like self-explanatory. I knew about these characters, kinda, but not good enough. So maybe we should add something about that too. Is formatting placeholder in strings. Here 2 digit hex lowercase hex format. There. So yeah. So let's make it tell us the colon. Explain colon and give some general examples using similar format strings. So the colon then separates a variable from the format specification. After the colon, you can define how the variable should be formatted. So, does this mean that we could have this here? It sounds like that. width and padding, left align 10 spaces, dot 2f, float 2 decimal spaces, this is logical too, hex or hex, binary, yeah, so yeah, so does this mean we could also use, oh my god, so let's just take one of the examples. Let's actually do this from my question. You can take this and you can use as an alternative to this is part of fstrings. Format is string letters available on Python 3.6 or later. Using fstring you can embed expressions directly inside the string, which specifies the syntax, for example. Yeah. So to test this is ChatGPT. It can't be code that's really good, right? So we take this here, and let's make a new line there too for this, and let's put this in Kali, and yeah, I don't care if this times out really, because it's almost 2 in the night, middle of the night, so in the morning I should say. I'm not going to 5 again. I'm going to stop soon, hoping to find someone to raid. So I want the Kali machine. This I want. So that's the only thing I don't like in Kali, is I can't double click here. The only thing so far, right? That's kind of, I love it. I'm in love with Kali. That's why I'm using Kali on 2 laptops as a main OS. I don't see any problems with this operating system. I like it. And I like Debian, so I'm like, before I knew of Kali, I liked Debian, so. So this is what we get here, which is kind of, oh my god, which is kind of obvious, right? So now let's do the different one. So let's do this, and according to ChatGPT this should give us the same. If I were to run the right command, it didn't. So now we have to go to ChatGPT and tell it that I tried replacing the old formatting with the new and got this. Looping x 0 to 255. It's interpreted literally, if not properly formatted as an F string. You want the braces around to be part of the F string expression, not treated as plain text. In your case, to fix it, you should update the string to properly use F string syntax. Here's how to. So, yeah. Also range 256. So when I told it what to do, it also gave us. We just copied this, you know, from the TryHackMe room. So come on, you can do it. You can hop to Kali. So we don't need the one here. Let's test. By the way, this would be also why a plus here, because this was the one that was. No, it wouldn't matter. Yeah. So we'll have to play with this, because when I see someone making code that looks too complex, you know. So yeah, it did it here too. Yeah, this is what I was going to just remove the plus. So F string, formatted string. That's what it means with F string, formatted string. So no, I'll have to click with a mouse. So let's do this F, and let's try it with the double. I'm thinking we'll see. And let's run it. Yeah, so there are several things to optimize in this. And let's stay here and let's tab with this instead. So was there anything else that I missed? This is what we're running now, comma end, and the F it worked with, they're using those two, yeah, because we're editing. So it's kind of amazing what you can do, right? So the backslash escaped. Single X would trigger a hex escape. Yeah, but it was also needed. You need to escape in this backslash anyway. This will give the correct output. Thank you. So you have to thank the AI, right? So we were not really coding, right? We just wanted to have this better, more correct for our notes. So what happened? So I did copy here. Let's just copy it like that instead, and not tab because it breaks stuff. And instead of this long one in the room, this is what we need. But I changed the number, and I want not this to be X, because I think this is not easy to read, is it? We have 3 X's for no reason at all, but that the variable is the same. So let's call it number again. It will make it longer, but it will make it more. This is just odd. I don't know why the variable was X. So prettier, nicer code with the help of ChatGPT. And also we don't need the print. We can put it there if we want to, but it's not necessary. A colon separates number and format. Lots of space between there. Sounds like colon is a part of something else. There was a space already. Nah, I'm good with the old one. Just making this very clear. Separates number and formatting, and the number actually is called number now, so it's hard to misunderstand. Yeah. Let's take another half chocolate piece. So we already have updates since our Git update. So we used this that I saw as like a useless thing to get something useful out of it and learn more about Python and Python's formatted strings. Update your exploit PyScript and set the payload variable. Yeah. So let's use a mouse to hop over here. So let's use mousepad, I guess. It's Nano is also colored, but here we can copy and paste better. So here the payload, let's actually put this in its own line. Well, I was going to copy, but whatever. Yeah, so this payload will be something else. No, I did it again. This time we had 2 Linux programs, so it was okay. So we're just going to copy this. We don't need to generate it again. We have it once and it's always the same because it's just numbers. 1, 2, 255. 0, 2, 255. So, let's paste it. And it is a red. So that's just how it formats it then. So if I do normal characters there, it's just that these are hex. These are not really printable, right? And let's remove null, because null is null and it said that we are allowed to. So let's save it and let's make sure that it didn't want us to do anything else. I don't think so. Update your exploit file with the payload variable to the string bad characters. Restart OCP and immunity and run the modified export by script again. Make a note of the address to which ESP register points and use it in the following Mona command. Nah, we're not going to do this. This is just hard. I mean, it's just useless. Yeah. Well, maybe Mona is better than the other one we tried. Okay. So I'm going to not miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. If I get disappointed, I get disappointed, right? And we have our Mona notes here. So ESP. Alright, so also we want that. And also let's make these a bit colorful. Not a lot, but what happened there? Click somewhere else and we got so we need to restart it and run the script again. So mousepad, close. We're ready to run the exploit. And let's go here and actually load it again. We need to open it again because that's how this works apparently. Then we can press F9 to run it. Then we have to tab to find the actual prompt or output. Then I can get this one up. And let's run this while we look. So, and access violation when executing. So right. We're going to run the Mona command that I copied, but we need to replace this with what we can't read. So we have to zoom, then I have to click somewhere else. So so if I go down and type, now if I click here, then I go up, and then I can type while I look. 0, 1, 9, EFA 30. So this looks much better, really, than my old, because it didn't actually look. So it says there, after 6 bytes, 7, 8, so these two didn't go very well. So let's click here so we can see. It did compare things actually. The new one didn't actually compare. Possibly bad characters, but we don't know this yet. But possibly. Yeah. So this is good, actually. But it would have been very easy to see that these stuck out by just looking at memory. And I really actually rather learn to do like what I think is the normal way. So is this like just empty now? Did it like break it all? So what happened with all the windows? Was this maximized before? Alright. So yeah, so we can easily see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I click this, so in the other one we could just hop this to this window. This address, relative selection, what does that mean? So I want to show the dump, I don't want to show Unicode dump. So let's manually look. So let's try and pull this thing. What do we have here? So this is other memory. Yeah. So what happens if I do this? Show ASCII dump. Yeah, so we want the ASCII dump, of course. But here you can see that we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, something was wrong. 9 A, B, C. And we can easily see this, and especially easily if we have several columns. Which we kind of normally would, right? So, oh gosh. And here we can see from the end here. FF. I can also see that the 7 here is aligned with this. But we have to check all of them. Yeah, so it was useful here, the Mono tool. But it also was minimizing things. What did it really do? So if we do this again, it just like moved all the things around. So there are several windows here. So why did Mono like pop them out of the maximized? Oh, maybe I can find a window here with what I want. Look here, what's this? Okay. These are the modules. So what happens if I minimize them? Here, if we had breakpoints, call tree, call stack, that's the memory map. Oh. This is interesting. But it's minimal sized. So I can't see anything on my actual screen if I don't zoom with this tool. This is 3 times zoom. We could do more. So it's 3 times bigger than usual, and it's kind of tiny still, right? I mean, we can see that the font is tiny, right? So here we have Mono memory comparison thingy, and it has a bad cars list here. So let's see what the room says now. Right, so we don't want to zoom this. We don't need to. So this is how big this would be if we zoom the same amount. The pop-up window should appear labeled Mono Memory Compression Results. If not, use the window menu to switch to it. The window shows the results of the compression, including any characters that are different in memory to what they are in the generated byte array bin file. Not all of these might be bad cars. Some bad cars cause the next byte to get corrupted as well, or even affect the rest of the string. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, that we want to try removing them. The first bad card on the list should be null. Yeah, we already removed it. Make a note of any others. Generate a new byte array in Mona. It's not just remove them from the already existing one. So this is really not being efficient. Restart LSP.exe immediately. Run again. Yeah, so we are going to do it manually from now on because I think that is easier. Though the Mona command worked, and it will probably be saved there so we could run it again. So it might be the best way for this, but I'm not thinking I will be using Immunity Debugger since it's so old. If someone else knows something else, just tell me. Why is it still usable? If you have a machine where you can actually install something else on. So, now I'm curious how long this really is in years. So, yeah. More than 4 years. When did Immunity Debugger get unusable? Well, let's say it's a kind of leading question. Mid 2010s. It was once a popular tool. I believe it. So, ChatGPT thinks it's 14 years since it was actually useful. So it's very like old, you know, feeling. Yeah, X64DBG. That's, and also like not free things. But this is open source, and it updates all the time. And the Hack the Box room on this Windows Buffer Overflow uses that instead for this. So I'm a bit like, why use this tool instead of something newer? So incompatible with newer Windows version, particularly beyond Windows 7. 32-bit. And X64 DBG had a X32 DBG that we used for 32-bit stuff. Maybe we should make a new one. But this is in my path, so I have to do it. Even if I'm like... And I also want to practice old tools. It's just that in this locked state, I can't change the fonts or anything. I can't zoom the resolution. Very healthy eating lots of chocolate before you sleep. This was so much too sweet for me. Why did I eat it? So by the late 2010s, like, could be 5 years ago, immune debuggers are largely considered outdated and unsuitable for modern exploitation and debugging tasks. And when I teach people something that can't handle modern security mitigations, even if it's like the first thing, other debuggers do better. Yeah. So mid to late 2010s, it was like bye-bye. So this gives me more confidence in actually not liking this. Let's just do it. Well, actually, how would we download? So, what is the easiest way to download something from a Windows machine to your machine? It happens to be Linux. I'm still thinking, I can't avoid thinking Netcat. And we'll set up our own machine. But there might be like specific things on the machine. Yeah, let's just do it on the machine. But we don't have to like read all the text maybe. But I don't want to miss anything. My throat is in pain now. Yeah, so I'm going to think a bit and see if I can find... Oh, we have security